So, yeah, I'm a legitimate world champion, and, you know, put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on my name, bro.
I'm putting the respect
Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on my name, bitch.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Get this. You know, I was asked about a possible rematch, the outcome of a rematch between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk. Daniel Dubois, of course, you know, is on fire. He's in there doing his thing. You know, he's taken out Jarrell Miller, he's taken out Hrgovic, and he's taken out Anthony Joshua after the loss that he took from Oleksandr Usyk. Okay. And the question is, how would he do now? How would he do with this newfound confidence? And, you know, how would he do with the style? And what could he do with Oleksandr Usyk? And my counterpunch to that, my reply, would be simply this. It depends on how he does with Joseph Parker. How could he deal with someone that can move like Joseph Parker? And I know Joseph Parker can't move like Usyk, but he moves well enough to give you a good barometer of what he could possibly do in a rematch against someone like that. Does it change? Does his mannerisms, does his habits stay the same when he's fighting someone that knows how to box in and out, left to right, side to side? Does he know how to handle that? Because that, just as of last year, he couldn't. Okay, he couldn't deal with the footwork. He couldn't deal with the movement, the feints. He couldn't deal with that last year. Now, keep in mind, Don Charles was still in his corner. So you ask yourself, well, what really changed? You would have an argument if you said, well, hey, nah, he was with, you know, someone else. He was with his older trainer than that. So, no, that doesn't apply to Don Charles, but it still does because he was still with Don Charles. Don Charles was with him when he fought Oleksandr Usyk. Okay, now it was controversy simply based off the fact of where the punch landed. A lot of people said it was legal. A lot of people said it was not. It was a foul, okay? But what matters is what the referee said. It was a foul, and Usyk took his sweet-ass time to get up, and a lot of people were pissed off because he decided to, you know, follow the rules. However, though, I think that if end of the day, when you're dealing with someone like Daniel Dubois, I think this would be a true test, okay? I look at it like Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people say Canelo Alvarez is better than he would beat Floyd Mayweather. He would beat him in a later fight in his prime, and everybody talked about that prime Canelo and this, that, and the other. And I had to remind people that, you know, he looks good based on the opposition. Okay, because Anthony Joshua is not like fighting Oleksandr Usyk and vice versa. You see what I mean? Fighting guys like Erislandy Lara wasn't the same as fighting a Billy Joe Saunders. You know, those are just two pedigree of fighters, two different style of fighters. You know, and, you know, to compare that to Daniel Dubois may look great against Jarrell Miller. Okay, and that was after the loss. But Jarrell Miller's no Usyk, and he fought nothing like him. He looked good about Hrgovic. Hrgovic showed that he was like one-dimensional, 1-2s. That's what he threw all night long and thought that was enough to handle Daniel Dubois. It simply was not. Daniel Dubois threw everything at him, plus the kitchen sink, plus the headbutts, and he did what he did, and the fight was stopped. He knocked AJ out, but not any of these fighters have any kind of style equivalent or comparable to Oleksandr Usyk. Okay, so we have to see what he can do with someone that can box and move again. So, I'll tell you this. If he goes in there against Joseph Parker, and he has challenges, he has adversity, he has issues with Joseph Parker, because Joseph Parker can move, you know, and can box, and he has good defense, and he does have the experience, and we see a different performance by Daniel Dubois. It ain't a sensational knockout or a stoppage. It's not like that. Even it's something else. It goes to the cards, and he may win by decision, but, and it's debatable. Do you think he won? Because Daniel Dubois has a great jab, and he comes to take the fight to you, but he has issues with him. Chances are he will have the same damn issues with Oleksandr Usyk. And he better hope and pray that Oleksandr Usyk gets old overnight and can no longer perform the way he's been performing based on the opposition and everything that he's been through, since he's came to the heavyweight division or throughout his career as a whole, as a professional. You know what I mean? That would be the only thing that you would give him. But if he's anything like he used to be, that style may just give Danny Dubois issues. Okay? Just like I think Floyd will always give Canelo Alvarez issues based on the way he fights. Like Edislandi Lara, no rematch was demanded because Oscar didn't want it for his fighter because he knew, oh, well, wait a minute. Do you see how this guy Lara was? He gave Canelo issues. Well, after that, Canelo fought different type of fighters and everybody got the perception that he's changed and he's in his prime. Well, look how he's fighting now. He's fighting similar to the way he was, but he's not the way he used to be 3 or 4 years ago. However, he wasn't fighting those guys, but like he was before that had those type of styles. Just like maybe Joseph Parker may have, and Oleksandr Usyk definitely has. Okay? So that's how you look at a rematch between those two. It's what he does with Joseph Parker, and it's a good thing because fighting someone like Joseph Parker keeps him sharp, keeps him sharpened, keeps him on edge where he needs to be. You know what I mean? No light work, no little, no, because I don't think Danny Dubois has time for that shit. He's a man on a mission, and he needs to keep himself well-conditioned to fight the top fighters, and that's going to keep him disciplined enough, sharp enough, focused enough to be in there with different style of fighters so he can be ready for whatever comes. Okay, so you see where I'm going with this? So I think at the end of the day, at the very end of the day, Oleksandr Usyk more than likely will give problems to Danny Dubois, but then we will see how both guys first of all, we'll see how good Oleksandr Usyk still is versus how good or how well has Danny Dubois learned since the defeat. But we first got to see what he does with Joseph Parker because that'll give us a good idea of what he can do with someone that can box and move and have that experience, what so have you. You tell me what you think below. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!